Hello, wonderful viewers. Welcome to another session with Creative Bright Studio. Today, we're going to design the program flyer I created for the graphic design training. All right, so without much ado, let's go to Photoshop and start. Thank you. So, I want to create a new document. I'm going to use the dimensions 3000 by 3000. Okay, I want it to be able to fit into people's DP size. All right. Okay, so that is all we have. So let's quickly look at the features of the work. So we have the phone and the name of the program here, and there is this image here. This is the pen tool, all right, and then the text. So basically, we have these images here, and then the that of Photoshop. All right, so not much objects here. Okay, so first of all, um, you start by typing the free. Okay. I didn't create a text box for this because I want to have absolute control over each text. Alright. Then let me import my images. Let me go to the folder where I have the images here. So I have this particular image I used. I click and I drag it to Photoshop. Alright, so I press Shift and to rotate it. Okay. Control T. Alright, so I have this one here. Then I duplicate it. Then I have it here. Okay. Next task we have here and there. Alright, so I have some lines here. So first of all, let me organize these ones. Okay, so the free, I want to use the semi-bold and increase the font size. Then the graphic, I want to use the bold, no extra bold, sorry, extra bold and increase the font size. Tonality style. So one thing I realized that as you can see, there's the I here and also there's an I here. So I said that okay, what can I replace in this text here so that it will be unique from the usual thing? Yes, you can decide to leave it this way. Fine, no problem. But as a designer, you want to add some artistic feel to your work. Okay, so sometimes you observe your work and see which of the characters, when I say characters, which of the letters or numbers can you tweak or use something that can represent it to give a very unique feel about your work. Okay, so after looking at it carefully, I realized that okay, there's an I here that I think if I should replace it with something that is so unique that can represent the work, at least the people able to get idea. And it's also about graphic. Okay, and in graphic design, one of the major tools, the pen tool, is being used a lot to represent what do you call it, the design. So I went for the pen tool here. That is what I brought in. Very good. I realized that the pen tool has something in the background. So how do I remove the pen tool? I mean, remove only the pen tool. Okay, so what I did was I right click on this. Let me rasterize the layer. I will explain this to you later in the previous the next tutorials. Okay, so let me try the magic wand to select. Good, so you're able to select all the background. Okay, leaving out the pen tool. So I press delete on the keyboard, and let me click the inside to delete on the keyboard. And then that is how I've removed the background. on this. I'll teach you how to remove backgrounds in the future tutorials. Okay, so this is what I did when I brought in this one with the text tool. I removed this, I created a space, then I removed this one, created a space also. So what I did was to just bring this one in between, okay, and then adjusted these ones. Let me ungroup it so that I can have much more control. Okay. So I'm just using the arrow keys to nudge it. Let me change this one to um, bold. So it has that cascading flow. Okay, then I went for my rectangle to do a line here. And take a radial stroke and give it a color. Right. Okay, so that's how I came with that idea. Okay, then let me use the zoom tool to zoom out and get very good control. So I want to shift this one here. Good. Control plus O to go back to the normal view. And then this one. Create the font a little bit. And then I choose what medium. All is the same font, but using the other members of the family of that font to achieve what I want to do. So in this case, I don't use a lot of what do you call it? Um, fonts for the work. Only one font. That's enough. Alright. Good. Let me change the color. Then I have the one for the date. Control T. So I use a Control T, then rotate it. And I realized that the date didn't appear because it's below this. Okay, the rectangle. Yeah, so what we do is I will click and move that particular layer to on top of it so that it appears here. Alright. Now we press on this rectangle, Alt and then Control and drag. I press Shift so that I get it in the same alignment. Okay. And then I pick the time, Control T to rotate it, whilst pressing the Shift key so that I get it perfectly aligned for me. Let me get it. Then let's increase it to 21st. Okay, let me change the color. Right. Okay, that's fine. Now the date. Control T. Let me make it 90 and then black. Okay, black will be fine. And what I did was let me still increase it. Alright, so Control T and then tilt it a little bit at least. Then That is 118.44. That's the size. Let me make it a round figure 118. So you click on the rectangle. Then you come to this side. For those who are using the Photoshop CS6, you'll not be able to do this one here because this one was introduced later on. So what we do is that I want to make it a visible color. Okay, so let's use black for now. No stroke, please. Alright, so when you come to this side, these are the corners. Okay, with the link selected, if I click and I drag, it selects all the parts that also respond accordingly. At this time, when I want to delink it by clicking on it to go, I'll just pick only one side, give it 100 points, pixels, and this one's also 100. Okay, so it only affects those side and leave the other side. So that's how come it's able to draw that particular shape there. Okay, now look at it, like the font size of this one and this are competing. So let me reduce this one so that there'll only be a competition there. Okay, so instead of making it black, let me make it extra bold here. All these features are only for the Montserrat black. Okay, good. So that's what I have for now. And then we come to this side, where the meeting is, and then the Photoshop logo. So I want to bring in the Photoshop logo. Alright, so this is what I have. Okay, and then join us on Telegram. So we have the footer here and the details of the sponsors. So I have a rectangle. Let me take off the stroke. The color is red. Sorry. Alright, so the details of the sponsors. Sponsored by Ideas Graphics. That's one of my students. Okay, so that is it. I want to repeat this rectangle here for consistency's sake. Alright, so the few corrections I want to do to this work is the spacing here between the text. So I go for this one and then reduce it a little bit. Yeah. So I apply the same thing to this one. -60. And apply it to this one too as well. Okay, so let me do some few adjustments here. And so at least I have some kind of consistency here. Okay. Yeah. So far, so good. So I've added our time. So now let me work on the colors. Yeah. So another details here. What time is it going to be? So that's what I leave it for your own discretion. Okay. So let's say Wednesday. Wednesday 2 p.m. Thank you very much for following up in this tutorial. So if you also want to make changes to the colors, you can decide which one becomes this color or that one becomes the other color so that you can work on it. So if you decide I want to make the background, what let's say, make it a different color, then you just work on the other colors and you can work within the colors here, okay, to get results that you want. So thank you very much for following through this tutorial. I hope you've learned something by doing this. I would encourage you to keep practicing and then keep on learning from here. Thank you very much for following up. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.